Today's event is about the massacre that occurred in Minab at an elementary school. This was intentional attack, and it was a triple tap attack. We are also going to show a clip from one of the U.S. intelligence officers on the screen behind you that shows that they intentionally went in, and it was on day one of the war. Now we have to understand that these are children, young children, 168 girls, their lives wiped out in an instant, and there has been no condemnation from any of the European and from Britain, from any of the states. Nobody has condemned this horrendous act. We take lessons from what happened in Gaza. This is a blueprint of what happened in Gaza. Hind Raja was attacked, brutally attacked as well, and no condemnation. So our objective here is to bring together all these people so that we can celebrate the lives of these children whose lives were cut so short because they didn't get the opportunity to grow up and become doctors, nurses, teachers. And it's the irony of it is that we protect every life. We look at every life as a life that is precious, and what the U.S. and Israeli have done, what U.S. and Israel have done is intentionally wiped out these lives, and we know that children are now targets. They're not just collateral damage, they're targets of their genocidal agenda.
4 ambulances were burnt in London in a false flag operation, and the media was shouting anti-Semitism and Jews are not safe in London and the rest of the junk, while people are killed in Lebanon, in Tehran, in Isfahan, in all the cities of Iran. They're killed in Yemen, they're killed in Gaza, they're killed in the West Bank, they're killed in Syria. Everywhere in the Middle East, nobody's life is worth anything. So I think we need to see the end of Zionism, the end of that cancerous entity that is destroying the life of people in the whole region.
It's very striking that British government hasn't come out yet to condemn this, and it's more like really painful to watch that many of the institutions in Britain who should have been on the frontier of condemning this war crime are still silent about this. But that's not the single war crime that has been perpetuated by United States and Israel in the last 36 days. There are so many of them, and they're becoming routine. Donald Trump said on 2nd of April that he's going to throw Iran back into a stone age, and immediately the day after he bombed Iranian civilian bridges. They bombed Iranian steel industry, pharmaceutical industry, and they're basically trying to destroy every civilian infrastructure in the country. And it's like really upsetting why we don't have a stronger anti-war movement outside. And I mean, to my mind, the only thing is because the influence of Zionists have become much deeper in British institutions, including anti-war movement, including left and far left in Britain.
And what we see is a policy of the Pharaoh of today to target little children. That policy is something that is completely unacceptable, and we are here to remember them, commemorate them, and to actually say that we are going to hold them accountable. And just as the biblical Quranic Pharaoh was buried in the Red Sea, this person, the Pharaoh of today, is also going to be buried in the straits that are parallel to that Red Sea in today's world, because this violence, this martyrdom, and this kind of hatred of people and humanity is completely unacceptable. It needs to be confined to the dustbin of history and buried under the sea like the previous Pharaoh was.
At 10:45 in the morning, the walls were still bright with colour. murals of apples, of sunshine, of dreams not yet lived, backpacks lined neatly, pencils not yet sharpened, laughter, soft, innocent, ordinary. And then silence, not the silence of peace, but the silence left behind when childhood is shattered. The first strike hit the school. Chaos, smoke, fear. Children were rushed quietly, desperately into a prayer room, a place of safety, a place of hope. And then the second strike, that very room, the place they were told would protect them. Imagine the terror in that moment. Small hands clinging to one another, hearts pounding, prayers whispered through tears. Children believing they were safe and then realizing they were not.
To honor them is to respect their martyrdom. Respect that they died noble deaths. They died for a higher purpose. That purpose lies with us, the inhabitants of this abusive empire. It is upon us to ensure that their suffering is not in vain. It is upon us to dispel the lies, to bring clarity to our vision, to bring their higher purpose into reality. When will enough be enough? The world must acknowledge their suffering with humility, acknowledge the huge price that the people of Iran, Palestine, Lebanon and the region are paying. Do not speak ill of the Islamic Republic of Iran and the resistance. They are doing what they have to do, what the West has forced them to do. We're the ones refusing the burden of action, yet quick to condemn those carrying it alone under fire. They are the ones fighting with pride and dying with dignity. They are the ones standing with integrity as the bombs fall. The Islamic Republic of Iran is showing us what true commitment is. They know what it actually takes to stand up to this bloodthirsty machine.
We are looking at a bloodthirsty system which seeks to enslave the peoples of the entire world. What is the problem? What is the great crime that Iran has committed? We're told at the beginning this was a war to stop Iran having a nuclear weapon. Iran must never have a nuclear weapon. How many times have I heard it? And yet what did Ayatollah Khamenei say? He put a fatwa on the production of a nuclear weapon. Because in his understanding of Islam, I'm not Islamic, I'm not religious. In his understanding, it's no secret that he said, my father made a speech, rest his soul, 15 years ago, in which he said it was his understanding of Islam, it was un-Islamic to have a nuclear weapon. But Iran has no nuclear weapon. Who in the region has a nuclear weapon? Israel has nuclear weapons. We're not meant to mention it. And yet we have been told that Iran has struck their nuclear weapon site in Dimona, and we say victory to Iran. Victory to Iran. That is a blow for peace and freedom in the region. That is a blow, not these pacifist sentiments of a Corbyn in a mealy-mouthed way who will say, we don't like war. We don't like war. But, we can't possibly support the Islamic regime of Iran. Who is it for our leaders and our so-called left anti-war leaders to decide who shall be and shall not be the leaders of other people's countries like it's some beauty contest?
The reality of the matter is, as every day has gone by, and his sacrifice on that first day, knowing full well that he could have been somewhere else in hiding, and he turned around and sat in his office on his own, reading the Quran, waiting for them to dare to kill him. That showed a level of sacrifice for his country, because by that one act, every person in Iran, whether he was a reformist, a conservative, anti-government, anti-anything, turned around and said, that is what I need to be. I need to have the bravery of our Rahbar. We need to be 5% of that man. We have to all support our people. We have to show from this place here that we support the people in Iran by coming out and standing up for them, just like they're standing up in the face of war against them. Thank you very much.